What's up, gamers? Dreamcastguy here, talking today about the IGN Expo, because apparently this is supposed to be a replacement for E3. Now, this year has been completely a mess. It's kind of obvious the fact that, despite the fact that gamers are still buying products, we're still seeing some record-breaking numbers with stuff like Final Fantasy VII Remake flying off store shelves. For the most part, this is a year where everything in the industry has dramatically slowed down, including, of course, the fact that E3 got cancelled. It's unfortunate, a lot of people are sad about it, but a lot of gamers, instead of being depressed about the death of E3, instead they've just been curious. What's going to fill that role? I mean, let's just face facts, E3 existed for the reveals. These companies, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, they needed to come out to show off their games and get us hyped. Well, there was a rumor pretty much immediately. The second that E3 got canceled, there was a bunch of stuff rumbling about the fact that IGN wanted to try and make their own E3. I mean, they're a mega conglomerate. They have millions and millions and millions of dollars just piled up. They had the money and the technology to run their own version of E3. Well, it's finally been revealed, and it's not great. I mean, I'll just say that we're going to go through all the announcements, but the biggest thing is, there's no games in this that just seem amazing. I've actually been reading through this now a couple times over the course of the last hour, trying to see if anything in here is truly going to wow gamers, and it seems like for the most part, this is a big, expensive presentation that's happening soon, and it doesn't seem great. So I want to go through this a bit and then show you the schedule itself, but as soon as we start actually reading this press release, you're gonna notice that something is missing. There is an element of this that seems wrong. So let's go. IGN Expo. We've got a packed month of game reveals to bring you, not least with the 3 days of IGN Expo, our own showcase for exclusive announcements and reveals from developers across the industry, taking place on June 5th, 8th, and 9th. IGN Expo will come alongside other announcements and shows from our partners across the industry throughout the month, including the likes of CD Projekt Red, Blizzard, and Xbox, all accompanied by our team's expert analysis in pre-show and post-show coverage. Okay, so what does that mean? I mean, it's pretty cool that Blizzard is going to be there. That's probably going to be the rumored Diablo 2 Remastered showing up, or maybe they're just going to shadow drop Diablo Immortal. Woohoo. But what's weird is, where is Sony? Where is Nintendo? Where are the other people? I mean, is this just going to be third-party developers who already have a tight partnership with IGN and Xbox, and nobody else is showing up? Well, that does seem to be the case. Now, down here, they try and talk about specific games that are supposed to be the main key markers, the things that are supposed to get you hyped. New World, oh great, an Amazon game. Samurai Jack, which does look good, and Wastelanders 3. Oh my gosh, look at this. You can see reveals from Arcade 1UP, you know, the place where you can get those cool arcade cabinets from Walmart, Blizzard, EA, Facebook, Google Stadia, I keep forgetting that still exists, Square Enix, Ubisoft, and Xbox. So it's pretty clear there's been a bunch of rumblings about the fact that we would be seeing a PlayStation 5 reveal at some point in June. The rumor is that it'll be coming out and showing off some games, some exclusives, and giving us a first peek at the launch. Well, I think we can all agree, IGN definitely didn't get that contract. I mean, it sounds like this is a pretty concrete schedule as of now, and IGN is not going to be talking about PlayStation. If you only own a Switch or you're only excited for the PlayStation 5, there isn't going to be a lot to offer other than some third-party trailers. Now, they have an infographic here of the schedule, and for some reason it is incredibly blurry and low resolution because your website is set up awful, so I had to find somebody who took screenshots. Now, the interesting thing here that kind of jumped out to me first is they do have some different stuff. I will say I like the fact that their schedule clearly says this is gameplay, this is a movie, here's a charity live stream. I think that the design of the setup, very smart. Honestly, I hope everybody copies this. Huge props to IGN. You're making this incredibly easy to read. It draws the eye to exactly what I want to see. But here's the thing that's kind of strange that I don't think I've ever seen anybody try before. Look at this. They straight up announce when the gameplay reveals are going to be. They even sometimes give hints, like this is Merge Games. This is by the team that's doing the Outriders. It's kind of fascinating to just have them say, here is where the games are. These are the days that you don't have to pay attention. Now, as you'll notice as we go through these 3 slides, none of this is incredibly cool. This is supposed to be a replacement for E3. This is supposed to be a month-long celebration of gaming. I mean, how exciting can I get for a humble bundle indie showcase? Guilty Gear is cool, but is that really worth it? I mean, the biggest things are things like CD Projekt Red, and for people like me, Yakuza Like a Dragon. The biggest thing to me is that as I look through this, I'm disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm not like gonna smash a controller or anything, but I'm sad that this is probably what E3 is going to turn into. It's going to be just short little showcases by particular game studios. I guess my thing here is that I wish that this was more. I'm not even completely shredding IGN. I think that this was a smart business decision on their part. I mean, IGN, let's face it, they make their fortune on reviewing games and, of course, also doing things like trying to reveal news. They're trying to be the first people to break news. So the fact that they decided to just buy the news, this is a good choice for them financially. But as a fan of gaming, and as somebody who's grown up watching E3 for years and years and years, this feels like a paltry copy. In fact, I'll say a lot of people are confused as to what this even is. I had to go over to Reddit, and a lot of the comments are people saying, what the heck is this going to be? So somebody decided to just take their infographic that's supposed to be all nice and bright and fancy, and they cut out all this huge amount of wording about all the different days and events, and they just compartmentalized it into this nice little list. If you're curious about this event, and if there's just one specific game that you're wanting to see gameplay of, you can pretty much know the one day that you should show up. Like, oh look, there's the 13 remake that's been missing. Oh, that's pretty nice. Oh, Second Extinction, that's a game I'm super excited about. I'll be honest, a lot of this stuff I have flat out never ever heard of. Like Blancos Block Party. Nope, I've never heard of that. Genuinely, I have never heard of that. Dual Universe, never heard of it. Pathfinder Kingmaker, nope, never heard of it. Man, everybody, The Waylanders, never heard of it. Forgotten City, never heard of it. 13 Sentinels, Aegis in the Rim, I've heard people say that it's cool, but I've never really seen any of it. Iron Oath, I mean, this whole thing, how is this supposed to be a giant, cool, epic event? I'm not sure how much I'm even going to talk about this. Sometimes people say, how do you pick the news you cover? What gets you the most excited? Well, sometimes when I see stuff like this, I might cover the parts of this that are the most interesting, but don't expect like a live stream reaction. I think that this is just IGN trying to secure the news and secure that bag. They're trying to get that paycheck. I don't know. I wish there was more. Honestly, I'm still excited for what Microsoft is doing separately, and I'm excited for what Sony is doing separately. It still sounds like we're going to be seeing that PlayStation 5 reveal event, hopefully in the next like 1 or 2 weeks. I mean, it sounds like it's coming up very shortly. That is going to be pure hyped. And of course, in the middle of July, apparently we're seeing a huge reveal event from Microsoft that's going to be revealing, Xbox Series X gameplay for things like Halo. That is a million times more exciting than this extended showcase. This sounds like it would be one day of E3 and they've drug it out over an entire month. Somebody is revving up a motorcycle outside my window. I do apologize. Thanks so much for watching, gamers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. Hey, I've been doing something, by the way. If you are graduating high school or college this year and you can't have a graduation ceremony, message me over on the Dreamcastguy Facebook page and I will send you back a congratulations. I've been doing custom congratulation messages for people. I'm just offering this because some people are sad that they're stuck inside instead of walking across the stage. So hit me up. I would be happy to record a message. I've already recorded a bunch of people. I like getting the chance to share a special moment with you guys. So much love, stay safe, and probably don't watch this. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.